Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about what is freedom in the USA. What's going on, Eric?
Hey, another day. I'm breathing, so I'm good.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. You might wake up with a little pain, but you're good. Look, you're doing okay.
Long as you take a deep breath, you good.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, today's show is what is freedom in the USA. I know we talked about this earlier. And we have so many different ways we can go with this. So we're going to kind of open it up. We don't have a dedicated direction to go with this one. We just wanted to see, like, when we think of freedom in the USA, what does that look like? What does that look like in the USA in 2025, Eric? What's your definition of freedom?
To me, my definition of freedom, this is what I define it as being able to do the things you want to do as long as as long as you get the qualification to do them, or you prepare yourself to be able to do them and to be able to do it with no issues or no problem. For instance, freedom is to me is like being a doctor. You can go to medical school, do everything you need to do to become a doctor, and not being held back saying no, you can't be a doctor because of this, or you can't be a doctor because of that. But being free is able to enjoy the freedoms that come with being an American. I couldn't think of it at that point.
Okay, I mean that's why I look at it too. Is that it should be something where with freedom we should be able to come and go as we please and be able to achieve anything our hearts desire.
Yep.
Okay, we have Miss Wade. Okay, she's back with us. Hello, Miss Wade. How you doing this evening?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, so Miss
Yeah.
Wade, we I just asked Eric the question, and when we think of freedom, when you think of freedom in the USA, what's the first thing come to mind?
um, Liberty, the right to be happy and prosper.
Okay, and I mean, what does freedom look like to you in the USA in 2025?
Um, Freedom to me, freedom that the country can give me.
Or just in
Being
general? I mean, just in
okay.
general.
Being able to speak, being able to practice, to exercise my right of thought, the things that I believe and not being penalized for it. Being able to do the right thing, humanitarian works, without being punished for it. Just being who I am as a person, a minority, just being. People are free regardless.
Absolutely. Now, there's one thing we all have in common is that all of us are veterans. So, as veterans, freedom means a lot more when you have to sacrifice to make sure people get it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Oh, she dropped off of you. That's one thing we have to understand is that like if we actually had to protect it, go overseas and stand our ground to make sure that we're able to maintain freedom. That's a whole like freedom looks different to us. We
Yeah.
have a different outlook on it.
Yeah, we got to go through so we understand what comes with it, and we're not willing to jeopardize it or get rid of it lightly. It's not
Right.
we don't take it lightly.
So that's one of the things I was going to say is that when we served in the United States Army, did we give up some of our freedom just to protect freedom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think that's so. Like for us to enjoy freedom means a lot more because we had to sacrifice for it. Should that be something that everyone goes through in the United States? Should that be something that should that be a mandatory thing that everybody has to do at
yes,
least 2 to 4 years or 2 to 3 years? You know,
follow the Germans. 2 years, baby. Go ahead, knock it out, be
I mean,
done.
I know that's how it is in Korea too. Korea is the same way that you have to
Yeah,
serve.
They're better off. They're better off doing that. They have a better understanding of what veterans go through. You don't even have to know everything. Just those 2 years will let you know what it takes and when to get it. Because what it is now is that we're spoiled. And we're going through this. This is my job, it's my opinion. You going through yourself instead of putting yourself in the people's shoes that's coming through. Because I've said this and I stand on it. In order, when you say Veterans Administration, it should be majority veterans in there. It should be. But it's like, I don't know, it's like they shun us or they frown upon us because we're veterans. And it's like you take the good with the bad. Okay, yeah, you're a veteran. Yeah, you love veterans. Why should you get special privileges? Why not? Do you see that little privilege you got now?
Mm-hmm. I mean, my thing is, it's like when you see, one of the things that people don't understand is that you give up your freedoms.
Yeah.
When you go into the military,
give up freedom for other people's freedom. That's right. The sacrifice, right?
It's like you have the freedom to sleep on a cot. You have the freedom to eat stuff that pretty much nobody else will want to eat. I mean, I can go on. I got a list
for 50 years, them MREs.
Right. I mean, you got the freedom to mess up your digestive system. I mean, it's like the stuff that we were exposed to is like it's somewhat of a hardship. You have to, you over there serving country and your kids are growing up without you. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of hardship that comes with that serving. And that's why I say is that when as veterans, we should automatically, like a lot of people they give us, but some people, like you said, Eric, like, oh well, y'all get all this special treatment. Y'all shouldn't get all this extra stuff. Okay, what did you do to keep freedom going in the United States? That's the first question I always ask. What did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you made some donuts? Please explain.
They do it for their personal gain, but look, we get told whether it's sweeping the floor or hopping on a flight to go overseas. Whatever you get told to do, that's what you got to do.
You better do it you better do the service with a smile too.
I mean, because think about it. Here it is. You're the highest ranking thing in the service in the DOD, and you had to sit there and listen to two crazy people that talk trash to you, and all you can do is just sit there.
I cringe.
That is a sacrifice right there off the bat.
I cringe. I flash back to my dude days. Now I would have never talked to no 4-star, like never. I would have never.
Y'all saw. I mean, I know y'all seen the video clip.
Yeah, I was like this. I was like, ooh. And then, I was thinking that I would never. Is yes sir give you the speech of the day and go about your business because he's earned that right, because he's got a minimum of 30 years in, because he's a 4-star. At a minimum, he's been in 30 years.
Right.
You talk to him like that, and why get him in the same place at the same time? One good grenade, boom, it's over.
But the thing is, that's something they could have did online. They didn't have to fly all those different generals into that. That was like a waste. That's a waste of government funding money right there off the bat. And that's why I said is that it takes a special person now to be in the military, because you see the crazy stuff that they have to do. You're going to send the military in to attack your own country? I mean, that doesn't, come on now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's just the National Guard, but they wear the uniform just like all the rest of us. See, Eric tried to get me in trouble. He tried to get me in trouble.
You remember what I said earlier, Mr. Hardy?
What?
And I keep having this conversation with people. Everybody's scared. Even my birthday trip that I took, at first, we were supposed to go to DC, and my friend was like, her husband was saying, we shouldn't go to DC because they got the troops there. And we were like, those are the National Guard people. They not. It's nothing. They just carrying them weapons. They don't have no bullets.
With no,
and see, that's what's so funny. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not, and ladies and gentlemen, please don't take me the wrong way. But when we hear the National Guard, it's like we're active duty. Have y'all, like Betty, have y'all served with the National Guard in the combat zone? No. It's a completely different serving with the National Guard in the combat zone. Because most of the National Guard, don't get me wrong, like I said, active duty, we train we train for it all the time. But when you
It's a
bring in the National
lifestyle.
Guard and Reserves, it's a completely different atmosphere. In some cases, like I know the National Guard Sec 4, which is the security force, they're just as they're good. Don't get me wrong, they're extremely good. But like it's a different type of mindset.
I've served in the reserves. And I told them I opted out to get out early, gave them their bonus back and everything. But those it's a different. It is coming off of active duty. They thought that I was gonna come in and be a drill sergeant, and I will never forget. There was this private. He was walking around in a motor pool, and he had like a pillowcase thing on his head, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on over here? Like, I would never expect to see like jokingly anything like that ever. The first sergeant, nobody said nothing to these people. Um, just they went on convoys. And we're just in the city in Colorado, in Denver, and one goes this. They didn't know what to do. And it's just a mixture. I really don't think that you can mix civilian and military life. Coming in from the reserves, maybe that's different, but me coming off active duty and directly after active duty I went reserves. So it was like, I this was it was very confusing to me. I was like, I couldn't do that. I got the VA to get me up out of there.
Well, that's just it. Is that like for me, my last assignment was working with National Guard and reservists. It
Hmm.
was a special unit, so it was a mixed unit. So it's like we had our active duty. There was only so many of us. It was like a handful of us, and then majority of them of the unit was reserved, and then the National Guard was what we had to deal with when we went to Camp Annaberry. So it was a different atmosphere because the mindset and the discipline is different. Especially like when you start talking about your NCOs, your senior NCOs. I mean, a senior NCO, and I'm not again not knocking on all National Guard reservists, but a senior NCO is just like a E5
Yeah.
in a sense, and it's kind of because they don't have that training or that leadership that you have to provide 24/7. So like
Exactly.
when you are a senior NCO, you are a full-time babysitter,
Yes.
um, where you have to deal with soldiers 24/7, and you get more involved with their life. I mean, because that's the hardship in some cases. It's a good thing and bad thing. It depends on your leadership style that you consistently have to be like that parent
Yes. You become a
of,
parent.
of a grown adults. And it's like I remember one time I went to deal with a domestic violence situation,
Oh
and
Lord.
in the middle of the night, and I was coming back and fell asleep. And where the NCO club used to be at on Bragg, over on Bragg, on Fort Bragg,
Mm-hmm.
fell asleep, hit the curb, went off the road, messed up two tires. At the time I had the rodeo, messed up two of my tires coming back from a domestic violence situation,
Mm.
from a soldier. And the soldier just came back. We had just came back from overseas. And that's one of those things that we're when we look at like as veterans, when we look at leadership, like, well, not for sorry, I said leadership, but freedom is different to us. Freedom comes out different. It's handled differently, and it's like especially for those of us that grew up in times were rough, we have been able to prove ourselves that anything we desire to have in life, we can go and get it. The army was just one method, one path of doing
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
So when I speak of freedom, it's just like you have that freedom. Now there's some stuff that, of course, because if you are of color, if you're black or if you're brown, it might have become a little more challenging. But we still had that freedom to where we can make ourselves or be anything we wanted to be. I
Mhm.
remember I came in the army where it was like be all you can be.
Yeah.
That was the motto back then. So then we went from what was it? We went from be all you can be
I don't
The
even know the
Army
model now.
Army Strong was it?
Army Strong.
Yeah, Army
It
Strong.
went from I'm better yet. It went from be all you can be, Army of One, and then Army Strong.
You know Army Strong. Yeah.
Because I forgot the Army One didn't last long.
No. No.
The
No.
Army One, because that gave the people, oh, okay, I'm just gonna look at I'm just gonna think for myself. But that's something that we have to that's something we have to look at when we look at freedom. So we go back and we start talking about freedom. Oh, she dropped off again. We go back and we start looking at freedom. We have to understand what is the definition of freedom, because like our definition of freedom, is different than somebody who's never served in the United Forces before.
And it is not the and as veterans, we understand where other veterans are coming from, and I don't get the well, how do I put it, the aggression behind us having the opinion that we have for somebody who hasn't served.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't understand that. I don't understand the aggression. No, it should be like this. What gives you the right? You know that not only the current veterans, but the veterans that have left us, they died to give you the option to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. I mean, it's a proven fact. So you can't get mad at me for my opinion. You never served. You should be happy that people want to do that they take their time. Yes, it's voluntary, but what comes with that volunteering? You know, it's get up at this time, do this, and do it with a smile.
Right.
You might get home at a decent time, some more often than you didn't.
Absolutely.
Well, when I was on the trail.
But my thing, you know what?
To be in 4 a.m. till 9 at night.
So, I'll never.
Them 10+ hour days. You get up, the sun is gone. I mean, you get up, it's dark, and we get home, it's dark. That's why I say I'm used to that. Like, that's like especially now, it's like it comes natural as a civilian. Like, okay, yeah, I get up at 6 and I'll be home at 6, okay, whoopie-doo, but it's just one of those things to where, we're trained, we're brought up and trained that way. So like for me, the moment someone tries to take that freedom away, now I had an episode like that, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, where someone's going to try to silence me and, trying to say, I can't do this, I can't do that. Who the hell are you? And the thing that was upsetting to me is that these were veterans. And I'm like, this is one of those things to where it's like, I have earned the right to where I can speak freely, say what I want to say, do what I want to do, as long as it's within the laws of the land.
Right.
I should be able to do it. As long as I don't violate no laws, I should be able to say and do and come and go as I please.
Yeah.
And for someone to try to tell me, oh, I got to do this, or you can't be a part of our get along team. Well, you know what? F your get along team. I'm gonna go do me. I earned that right to have my freedom of speech.
That's what freedom at. You have the right to say, boy, you done bumped your head. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah, or you have the right to change your mind.
That's right.
Just because you do something at the beginning and something comes up that shows you that, okay, this ain't the right way, okay, I can change my mind. No one can't hold you to something, especially when they know they're wrong. And I think that's the issue, is that people, and I think that's why I keep thinking I'm an alien. Maybe because of my military training, maybe because of the time I served in the United States Army, that stuff comes different for us. Because when I see out here and I do certain things, and I see like in the civilian world, people respond, it's like, okay, I guess I value my freedom different than how you value your freedom. Like, oh, you hurt my feelings. Look, you hurt my feelings. I didn't like the way you said that. Okay, suck it up and drive on. I mean, that's that military side coming to me, to where how many times that someone might have hurt your feelings, you're not going to voice that. You're going to suck it up and deal with it.
That's his job.
But no, you got these civilians. Oh, I don't like how you talk to me. Okay, well, you can walk that way. You can plug your
Speaking only
ears. I mean,
facts.
you can.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to stand here and take it. You know,
You can take the window, the front door, and the back door.
there you go.
Pick.
I
I'm
said
telling
you can look. You can join hands with Jack and Jill and keep on down that hill. You just keep it moving. But I
yeah.
think that's why we said when we look at freedom, we look at freedom differently because, like, we have been in there. We
Yeah.
have given up our freedom, and so now we're in a position to where we don't want to. Hey, Marcella, this is Miss Wade. Miss Wade, it's Marcella.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Well,
Hi.
Kiara, that's for Kiara. Kiara, that's for yeah. But I think that's one of the things though. When we look at freedom, we have to understand what comes in the boundaries of that freedom. As long as you're able to go out and achieve anything your heart desires and is legal, and it doesn't get to any laws or rules, I mean,
Yes.
you should be able to do so. Do y'all feel as though that we all have that ability to do that in 2025?
Um,
Go ahead, Kiara.
I want to say, for the most part, yes. Um, but how things are looking,
Right.
I just believe that if they keep going the way that they do, that they are going, it's going to come a point where no, you can't say things like, you can't go against certain things. It happened. Look at Jimmy Kimmel; he got canceled. Um, Took him off of the air. Situation happened here in Fayetteville, people getting silenced. It's just, if you it seems as though if you are not going with the grain of the powers that be, then you get silenced. That's not what we're about. It's never been that before. And now all of a sudden, there's been presidents, there has been um what is it, George Bush, people made whole songs about him, and nobody gotten
Right.
canceled, silenced, or anything, no matter how good or bad, whatever your opinions are of him.
Wow.
But it's like now you say the wrong thing, you're getting terminated. Like, it's not supposed to be that way.
It's
It's not
cancel
supposed to be
culture.
that way.
That's what they call it,
Yeah.
cancel culture.
Cancel culture. And it's really a real thing. It's really a real thing.
So, do y'all feel as though that we're going backwards? We're going back to the 1950s, 1960s.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At least they trying. At least they trying. And I think that like when you talked about earlier, Mario, like we can achieve anything we want to, but there's a fine line that we have to walk. And not only that, I think that by a certain group of people controlling everything, they control the narrative, they control everything. It's not that we can't achieve the things that we want to achieve, but it's just the fact that we as Black people, a lot of times we're not it's gonna be harder for us because we're not gonna be able to, and it's gonna be harder for us because we don't have the same, we feel like we do because we can achieve certain things, but really we don't have the same, like a lot of things that they have, we don't know about. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to even like them having all the wealth. Black people, Black people have money too as well, but they control the narrative of everything. And I really do believe that when the saying goes that the white man, have you ever heard the saying, the white man try to hold me down or try to hold me back?
Right.
That is a true statement, but you have to be the one to stand up and put your foot on the back of their neck. But that is a lot of that though. We have to really just be really honest about it. It is really a lot of that. And they don't want us, you know what I'm saying? Because they think about it haven't happened to us, but think about whenever some of our people go to different neighborhoods that they can afford, or they feel like, you don't belong here. How can you just look at someone and say they don't belong somewhere? Or how they question you so much and expect for you to answer their questions, and then you're not supposed to answer them back. So they really are trying to go back to the 1950s. And I think that everything that's happening now, it was already in them. It's just that now who our president is, they feel more bolder now to come out and just do all these things and say all these things. And they feel like this man really got their back. Like they really can go out here and they can FAFO, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not our ancestors, and we're not gonna allow them to do us the same way that our ancestors, they didn't have a say so, and we do. So they really bold now because Trump, he's in office again, and they are really oh Lord, no, he ain't got it. You know,
I've been there, done that, got the patch.
So as far as like you said, I think that yeah, we can go out here and we can succeed as well. But even let's just say buying a home, there are certain areas that they already have us flagged to where they don't even want us. The realtors won't even take us there because they don't even want Black people in certain areas. And that's, I forgot what it's called, but I was reading up on that before. It's something that is called, what is it called?
Redlining.
Redlining, yes, it's called redlining and stuff like that. So yeah, we can achieve anything. But like you said, we got to be smarter. You know what I'm saying? We have to be smarter. We have to be more educated. We have to. It's more lines that it's just really sad. It's really sad. But you know, it's like, why can't we just wake up every day and not have to worry about, because the fact it's the color of our skin, that we got to deal with everything in the world that's going on. Everything in the world is going on. And that's just so sad. But I know one thing I do know, that we are some powerful people, because I feel like this: if it's always against us and towards us, it's something about us that makes everybody feel, you know what I'm saying? Like it really is. I wouldn't want to be no other race but who I am as a person.
Well, see, I think that's where we go back to where we have that freedom to build our own world. We don't have to, and this is one of the things I've said before, is like, why fight a system that doesn't want to accept us? Just build our own system.
Exactly.
And I've been saying that for years, is that this is the same system. This system hasn't changed. It's just developed over the years. It's still the same system. So what a lot of us have been doing is we're building our own system. Okay, look, you don't want us to play in your system? You know what? You keep your funky system. We're gonna go build our own system. I mean, you look at all the different successes now that we're developing. Like once upon a time, they said segregation was a bad thing. I disagree with that, because I believe that, like, if we build our own system, we control the outcome. We control the narrative. We don't have to put up with the BS that we constantly keep hearing. And just like if you own your own business, who can control you? Who can stop you? No one. It's like you are the final say so in your company, in your business. Now they don't have to use my company, they don't have to use my business, but guess what? It's not going to stop my business from being successful. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we have to get. We have to get to the point where we're trying to find fairness in a system that was never fair to us from the beginning. And that's the part that okay, y'all go play G.I. Joe in that system over there, but I'm gonna go over here and build my own system, and I'm gonna keep it moving. Yeah, and that's the mindset that we have to get into, is stop talking about this broken system and start working on our own system to come out better and do better. They can't hold us down. Now imagine if we're in their system, yeah, they have control over us because we're playing in their system in their backyard. But if we have our own system, guess what? They can't stop us. They can't hold us back. And I think that's the mindset that we have to understand, is that, like, anything the federal government can control right now is bad. But if you have no connections to that federal, to where he like that the I call him the orange wannabe. If he can't touch you, he can't reach out and touch you.
Tangerine Tom.
No, there you go, Tangerine. There it is. The Chincha Temper, Tangerine. It's just like, if he can't reach out and touch you, then you're good. But that's the problem, is that when you put yourself in a position that you have to rely on these programs, you have to rely on these different things, then you're at their mercy, and you have no choice but to play along with that crazy little game that they have. But that's where freedom comes in, because who's to say you can't build your own business? Who's to say you can't have your own home? Who's to say you can't build your own bunker? Hint, hint. Um, we need to be working on that bunker. But I think that's one of those things that we have to stop dealing with people. If people don't want us to play with them, then we don't need to play with them. Take your toys, you go play over there. I got my own toys.
That's
And we just
one thing I can say. Last year when I was working with the EC students at Harnett County, they started banning the books. And I kept hearing, and I'm pretty sure y'all have heard it too, about how they're banning books and stuff out of school. Now I've
Mhm.
never noticed it, and I love to read. I have over 2,000 books. And they had all these books. I'm like, oh, these are all free. And the librarian was like, yeah, we have to get rid of them because they're banned in the school district. Harnett County High School, they put
I
out
remember hearing
all of the
about that.
books
Yeah.
about African Americans,
Got rid of all of them.
the Jewish Holocaust, and Mexican history.
that is so
So
Yeah.
I have all of them here
Oh
at
my-
my house.
that
They
is-
gave them. They said take as many as you want. I took all of them,
Because
and I'm like, the renaissances and the revolutions that we've had, especially like in the 50s and different things like that, where we were shown how to organize, with Mr. Hardy saying, build your own systems and stuff like that,
Right.
with the bus boycotts and everything else like that. And those books that we have where it actually breaks it down, they're taking that out. They're taking it out like it didn't happen.
in the
But-
way,
So it's like you can't reference anything.
But it's okay though, because like you said, regardless of, yeah, they taking it out. When my 10th grade year, I took Black History. I felt like that was one of the best classes that I ever took. Like, when I went to school, I paid attention for real because I learned so much. But I even though, like you said, they're taking all that stuff out, and it just shows us in our face that we're gonna get rid of that. But when it's here and it's here, it's like you can remove it. It's just like you can remove it, but it's like we still can teach it. We still can you know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show what we dealing with, because y'all are taking books and stuff out of the schools and stuff like that. That's the most saddest thing ever. This is real, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
and
But that's why you have more and more people now doing more homeschooling and private school vouchers, because right now you got like people that want to keep that in. Guess what? Okay, you know what? You keep your little federal dollars. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to do our homeschooling and everything, and we're going to teach our children what they should learn, what they should know. And I think that's where I've attended a couple of training events where we have different organizations have developed a whole different system to where they don't have to rely on the federal system. They don't have to rely on the government system. They're building their own methods and their own ways. We've heard of like now we have more and more towns where people getting together and going creating their own town. We're starting to see more and more of that. That's something, and this is not something new. We've done it before, but in the past when we did it, they burned it down. They came after us because one of the things that people need to understand is we always put ourselves in a position. We don't need you. You need us. And that is something that we have more power and authority than what we think. We keep relying on systems that we don't need.
Yeah.
We have so much talent. I saw this little, I have to find it. I saw this little thing. It shows if you took all the black people out of the United States and put them somewhere else, the United States will fall apart.
Yes.
Right.
And it just blew my mind. I saw this video and I watched it and I just learned like we have our own methodology. Just the way we are. We're like, we are the inventors. Like, if you go back and look at how many things we invented for the United States, I'm telling you, it's like the United States, they need us. We don't need them.
And not only that, Mario, Eric, and Ms. Ward, they the one need to keep books in schools because they the ones that are uneducated, because that big old Confederate flag that they're carrying around, that's our flag. That was invented by a black man. That came from us. You know what I'm saying? So yes, ma'am, look it up. That came from us.
Everything in the United States belongs.
Trying to hold that Confederate flag up, thinking that you say because they took everything, so they're not even educating themselves because of the Confederate flag that was us. A black man came up with the Confederate flag. So I'm serious. It's just like.
Well, they're doing what they do best. Either you comply or I'm going to bully you, which is why they got rid of the books. So what they said was, we're not getting rid of books. Books are education, and well, I'm going to cut off your funding. Well, then you have no other choice but to get rid of the book. Mm-hmm. Bullying never works.
Nope.
Burning the rough shot, it never works. Why? Because if it's not right, then it's going to fail. It has an expiration date. So you can only run roughshod for so long. You can only instill fear for so long. You can only bully for so long until you and it shows. It's the bullying tactics are not working. It's actually blowing up in their face everywhere you turn around.
Right. That's why they're trying other stuff now.
Because if you say, okay, well, I'm going to take Mario School's funding, I'm gonna take Marcella's funding. Okay, if they getting 100 million and 150 million, nobody's asked the question. Well, okay, well, where's that money going? Which creates another system of problems. You done stopped a whole lot of stuff, and there was money dedicated to the food banks, the schools, the colleges, all this stuff, and you stopped it. Nobody's asking the question, where is that money?
Well, and then to even add to the where's the money, look at how much power they have by setting up these systems. It's like we're now seeing that if you are caught up in these systems, they control your outcome. They control your faith. They control. So when you see someone who's on Section 8 becoming homeless, it's a setup. These systems are set up to control the outcome of people.
Right.
And that is the issue that I have with a lot of these systems. I mean, it's a rude awakening, but we're starting to see how much control the federal government has over things, a lot of stuff in our communities. So as they start to shut these systems down, we're starting to see who are the ones that are suffering. Now, don't get me wrong. There's more of them suffering than there is of us.
Yes.
And so that's the rude awakening, is that I'm sitting back and I'm looking, because just like how they talk about, like food stamps, like I'm gonna say this: go back and look at who the largest people on food stamps, and it shocked me when you go look at those numbers.
Yes,
it was made
like 64% are his people, or the people that support him.
Yes.
So it's like you're taking away, like, even the medical now. They're fighting for medical. Majority of people that's going to be affected by the medical are going to be people that support the orange guy. So those are things that, like, we're like, these federal systems that they're saying the federal government has so much control over. Well, guess what? We're finding out that most of these people on these systems are the same ones that support the 47 felon, or what is it? How many is it? 47, 48? How many?
34.
Oh, he's number 47, but he's 34.
Yeah.
34 counts.
The numbers.
34 counts.
Where's 47 from? But it's like, so here it is now, all these systems. So that's why it's like, we have to understand that the federal systems that are out there, if they shut them all down, where will we be standing at? And we have to prepare ourselves. And you got don't get me wrong, you got a lot of people now that are already taking it upon themselves to build their own communities where they don't have to rely on no substance whatsoever from the federal or the state.
We it was it last year when Prisma came down? We went to these black people. They live out, I think it's in Rayford.
Yeah, Rayford.
They live in Rayford, and they grow their own everything. And they was like, oh, no man, nothing. And they showed us the compost. They showed us how to grow our own everything. I mean, they don't go to the grocery store to get like nothing. Yeah. And they were showing us how to do this. They said, because we need to start being and living in communities where we have to, because the things they put in our food, it's what's causing us to be sick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I never, even as a child, I was like, how can stuff stay on the shelves for so long and we can still eat it? You know what I'm saying? I've always wondered
different countries
when I was younger. And I'm like, So they have to put something in our food in order for it to have the long shelf life. And then get back to what Mario said, like as far as the food stamps and the Medicaid and all stuff like that. They always want to control that narrative to where it makes it seem like, because anytime you talk about us as Black people, it's always going to be something negative. So they have to control that narrative. And that's why a lot of white people, when I see comments sometimes, it was like, oh yeah, go get your EBT and all stuff like that. But they don't realize y'all are the one, when they invented those, it wasn't for us. We couldn't.
Right. It wasn't.
It's a while for us to be able to even get any kind of assistance. But it has to look bad to where we're on BET, we on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's always trying to control the narrative to where it's gonna make it look bad for Black people. But anybody else that's on the system, because they just need help. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in when you were talking about the books, another reason why they want to get rid of the books is because the books is telling on them. See, back in the days, don't get me to say the year, it used to be a bartering system. Okay, Mario, I fix your car and you give me some eggs. Kiara, I fix your roof if you tutor my son. That works.
That was like back in the Depression, right.
Even in exchange, they went away from that. Why? Because you want to control the narrative. Now you want to give money in exchange for this. It doesn't work because you just make prices go up. And this is where those communities, the community we was talking about, they believe in farm to table. They don't believe in that going to the store to get nothing. We got chicken for our eggs. We grow vegetables in the back. They got a fruit garden. Everything they do, everybody knows a trade. The whole family, everybody knows a trade. As the kids, as soon as they can walk, they teach them something else. So somebody can fix a roof, somebody can fix a car, somebody can do this and do that. And that was a thing as well too. They want to stop that too, because if you control the narrative, then I control the people.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Mario, the way you stop that is you don't depend on them, because if you look at anything that the federal government run, it's got some of the dumbest, most asinine rules to it.
Right.
Child support. Let's talk about that. That was invented to keep a man out the house. And they came up with all these rules. Okay, well, I will give you this.
A Black man.
You just can't have no man in there. And as long as you do that, I will give you the money. Not telling you that the reason why child support is being pushed is because the state gets a cut from every check that it writes. Let's go with Section 8. Look at the crazy rules they have on that. Me personally, I said I couldn't do that. I wouldn't dare do that. You only got to have this certain type of car. You can only make this much money.
And
can't have nobody living with you. You gotta. Everything is based around not having a man in the house. Why? So he can control the narrative. And it's like you said, Mario. The way you stop that, you don't depend on a system that's not working for you in the first place.
Right. It's set to keep you in position. It's set to keep you in a place to where you can't do better. The moment you step outside those boundaries, they take it away from you to what causes you to fail. So it's kind of like you're kind of setting a standard. That's one of the things that, like in the military, when I was in the military, I felt that the military, it kept us in a box to where we couldn't excel beyond what they want us to excel to. Because if you knew too much, or if you was the number one, or if you knew this, they kept you in a box. You couldn't go out and do more than better than what you wanted to. So that's one of those things to where when I got out the military and retired, everything I touched, it turned out to be 5 times better than anything else that was out there. So that's one of those things to where I always tell people, don't sit back and rely on somebody to come save you. They're not coming for us. You got to be able to save yourself. When me and Ms. Wade go out here and we help people in the community, all we do is point them in the right direction. We might do 15% of the work to help them, but they're still doing 85% of the work. To me, that's one of those things we have to get in that mindset that they're not coming. No one's coming to save us. We got to save ourselves.
Yes.
We just got to get that mindset to where we need to do this, because it's just like that city in Arkansas. it failed miserably.
Right.
Why? Because you went about it the wrong way.
Right.
You went about it the wrong way. You wasn't doing it to do something positive. It was all for a certain reason, which is why it failed. But what we gotta do, we gotta get that mindset and stop holding ourselves back and let's just go ahead and let's do that. We've done it before, the Black Wall Street. We've done it before.
Right. We're doing, and they're doing it again. They're building things back up again.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing is that the quickest way someone pisses me off is the white man's holding me back. No, he's not. You in his system. You are already set for failure. You got to create your own system. That's one of the things I'm all about. Forget about their system. Build your own system. When you build your own system, they can't touch you. So when you say those things, when you say the white man's holding me back, you're in their system. You're playing by their rules. You're not. It's not designed for you to get ahead. You're never going to get ahead.
Look at
So
Trump. He built his own system.
Huh?
I said, look at Trump. He built his own system.
Right. His
family, that's what they do.
He
Those
changed the whole
Rothschilds,
government.
those type of families, they build their own systems. What is it? The own nothing, control everything.
Right. So it's like they come in and they took over everything. And for all of us that are connected or that rely on that system are now paying the price for it. But the rest of us, it's like, what? He can't touch us. So we sit back, we hear it in the news, and the thing is with him, he's always the stupid stuff that he does, because we all know it's stupid. It's like, all of us who are active duty, he's going to sit in the National Guard. Okay, really? You're going to sit in the are you sure you know what you're doing?
It's to scare people.
It's to scare people, because if you don't know any better, if you don't know any better, everybody knows, and again, it don't mean any harm to our National Guard people, but we all know National Guard, that's like sitting in cartoons.
And they got all that stuff. Look at the people with the big guns and everything else like that. They don't have no bullets.
So it's just part of the game.
They want to go home. That's what they want. They don't want to
they don't want to be out there on the street. That's why you see them, when you see them on the news, you see them, they chilling on the side, like talking, hey, look, gun pointing in the wrong direction. I mean, it's like, it's just like, I'm looking at some of the videos and I'm just dying like, okay, this is more of a political stunt for this man to get more attention. And the moment that we stop paying attention to him, he's going to do something more extreme. He's going to do something else to get people to talk, because they don't want to talk about what everybody else want to talk about. It's just like the government shutdown. Well, I'm willing to work with the broken system. Dude, the system wasn't broken till you touched it. It's like the stuff that he says, it's like he acts as though we're brainwashed. And that's the thing, that it's like, it's kind of like the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
You're the reason why you're not getting paid. Like, what are you doing, Trump? No, what are you talking about? It's like he's trying to do Jedi mind tricks, but that doesn't work. That works with the weak mind. That's why he keeps saying he loves the weak-minded individual. He loves stupid people because it's easy to trick them.
He said that.
He said that, and so like
open forum.
Yeah, he not the brightest. He's like, smart people don't like me. I'm like, of course, because we know better. It's like, so that's why I said that it comes a point in time in life that we need to see it for what it is. This system has never been there for us since the beginning. Why think it's going to be there for us now? And I think that's where people need to get in that mindset that if you continue to subject yourself to the systems that are in place, you have no choice but to deal with the chaos and the stupidity that comes with it. But the moment that you remove yourself from that atmosphere, that type of environment, they can't touch you. Most of these people who have money, do you think they're worried about what the National Guards are doing in DC?
No.
Nobody cares.
Well,
I mean, to me, again, I hear National Guards in DC. I said, oh, okay, that's just another tourist thing to look at. I mean, it's just like, it's got to the point now where, like, oh, mommy, look at the crazy looking army people. It's just, that's what it all boils down to. It's like we're giving this man too much credit. It's
Yeah.
like oh, the National Guard, and y'all see how they're getting their butts kicked in Chicago.
Yes.
I mean, it's like
Yes.
it's like so it's kind of like one of those things is that everything this man does, it turns out to be a joke.
Well,
And the people that know, they know.
Right. And so these people that stand that we're taking our country back and we're turning things. No, you're not. We're laughing at you. It's like you're a joke. You know, you're not. You don't really have any power. And then again, I keep saying they need us before we need them.
And they can't even answer the question about when was America great? Like for who though? They can answer the question, but who was it great for? You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't even great for them.
Look at the history. Just
It
look at the
wasn't even great for
history. In the
them.
50s, in the 60s, they gave us certain rights that everybody else had before to get
Right.
us to shut up. To get us to shut up, really. And because they still treated us the same, it wasn't necessarily illegal not to do certain things.
Right.
But yeah, to make it look good, we're gonna put it on paper. And now we're just coming out of that kind of situation where it's wrong to tell blacks and browns and immigrants no, you just can't discriminate against them. Now you got somebody that's erasing that now, and they say whatever they want.
But you always got to remember though, when people can't beat us mentally, physically, their first weapon is fear.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing they want to do is they want to put fear. It's just like back in the days. Look, they try to put fear in us then. Now you should have left us over. You should have left us in our mother country, Africa, because you brought us over here. There ain't no fear. There ain't no fear over here.
Well, actually, that's not even true because they didn't even bring us from Africa for real though. Like
Oh no, they told us right. I mean, like, my thing is
I'll be up on this stuff, child. Listen, I'll be up on it, and so like I was listening to this guy today on the way. I think I was at work or whatever, and he was saying, y'all sitting here talking about y'all brought people back from Africa. He said, but let me tell you something. He said they was the first ones from the descendants here. Like this is our land, our country. Y'all are we white people, we the immigrants. Like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
When they tell themselves that so long that we're the ones that they brought over here, because like you said, when they tell you go back where you came from, where y'all going back to? The Caucasus Mountains?
Disappear.
Like y'all have nowhere to go.
They're gonna go.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But see that's just it. That's the thing though, is that if they didn't bring us the China people from Chinese and all the immigrants that came from different places. Now, don't get me wrong, some people came on their own free will, some of us didn't. When they brought us, when we came over, no matter which way you want to look at it, is now the country is a melting pot and you can't deal without the other.
Right.
And I think that's where we're at. Just like us, I'm going to find that video. I'm going to post it because on that video, it really does show what would happen if you took all the black people out of the United States. And I thought that it blew my mind. I'm like, wow.
Also, too, Mario, real quick. Also, too, Mario, go on my page and I posted.
I saw it. I watched it.
You watched that? Right.
I did.
So
I watched it.
And it just dawned on me. It ain't really dawned on me. You gotta. We keep looking at the things he does. You gotta look at the big picture. There's a reason. There's a method to the madness. Because I watched it. That I want my time back. That talk to the generals. I want my time back. This dude says, and I quote, "We need to let the military do what they do." He says no rules of engagement. That's what he said. Just let them go out there and do what they do. You can't do that to train killer machines. You're going to create an international incident, which is why the National Guard is walking around there like boo-boo the fool because they don't have rules of engagement. We have to have rules of engagement. And the reason why you have rules of engagement to stop international incidents from happening. Okay, do not fire upon unless you're fired upon. All right, cool, got it. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, do that. He said get rid of all that and just let them do what they do. You can't do that. They have to have guidance because you got so many different people, so many different personalities, so many walks of life, which is why you have senior NCO officers so you can get them all together to work as one. If you say if you send 60 individuals, you're gonna get 60 different incidents.
That's why ICE is running around here acting crazy and wearing masks and
That's okay.
kidnapping
But you know
people.
what? But I'm gonna say with the ICE thing, those people were selected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those people were selected
I know.
because you can look at the way like some of those episodes, some of those things, they were selected. Those individuals were picked out and selected. These are not your regular people, your regular day.
No.
Used to working. No, these people were selected.
Yes, they're clueless, and I'm gonna tell you, clueless people, you end up getting back what you put out there. It's gonna come a time because I applaud Dodger Stadium. They showed them you absolutely will not come up in Dodger Stadium. You're not gonna let us in here? Absolutely not. Kick rocks, and they turned around and they left.
But
And
you
it's gonna
but keep in
start
mind, but you keep in mind though, they're not going to send them out to where the real immigrants are located. They're not going to do that. The reason why they're not going to do that is because is they already learned their lesson about all these farms that are shutting down out west. Is that you came in here and you stirred up a hornet's nest, and you thought for some crazy reason you thought you were going to get us back out in those fields. You really thought? Are you?
People.
We're gonna change the immigration law because the people of the inner city don't want to work on the farms.
But you heard y'all did hear about how they're now trying to make people that are in prison go out here and do the work in the fields now.
They not
13th Amendment.
But I'm saying that's the crazy part is they're trying to find
That
a
makes
legal
sense.
way.
They bring back the chain
They're
gang.
trying to do a legal way to where if they lock you up in prison, you're gonna be out there in them fields.
no.
But who's the lazy ones though? Like who's the lazy ones? Everything that they call everybody else, that's who they are.
But
Who's the lazy
listen,
ones?
so when we first came over here and they had these big plantations and everything else like that, I was just looking at it. Those big dresses that the women used to wear and those courts and everything else like that, they had people underneath there catching their urine and wiping them.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. That's why it was so big.
So that they could stand up and stand for, whatever the gala was for or whatever else like that.
I didn't know
Cleaning those
that.
houses.
That's something new now. Like,
Cleaning the houses. Who cleaned the houses? Who did all the work? And then there were even some people actually some of the people that weren't supposed to be reading that figured out how to read and count and everything was doing accountants, keeping the books. Who did everything? Who did everything? It's always been a thing about your hands. If you got rough hands, you were less than, right? If your hands are rough, I mean, my hands are not. I'm a desk worker. But if your hands are rough, back in them days, you was the workers and everything like that. How come everybody else's who weren't the lazy ones and had the power and had the money, their hands were soft?
Of course, they won't
They
do that.
set up in the house. They had parties and everything else while everybody else built up their land, built up their crops, did everything so that they could sell. I'm telling it was and I keep telling people about this. My four times great grandfather, he was the first. His mother was a slave. We don't know where she came from. Somewhere in North Carolina, Anston County, but she was brought down to South Carolina, outside of Florence and Pamplico. So she had a baby for her slaver. He was a prominent senator. The family, they were big in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War. So when the father Dewberry, he had went bankrupt in the Civil War, so he started selling off his land in South Carolina. He sold 400 acres to his black son, which is my four-time great grandfather. He sold him 400 acres of land, and they said that it showed him favor, that he like cared about his son because he only sold it for four cents an acre. And they were like, he lowballed it, so his son could have something. So what he did was, his name is Frank Fleming. What he did was he created an entire town. He created an entire town. They built 2 churches, and they were just self-sufficient. The town is still there, and it's my family that lives on all the acreage still. I know it's not 400 acres anymore because they've sold off some of the land and everything like that. But they were self-sufficient, and then when the Dewberries, when they got their money back, they're all prominent lawyers and stuff like that in South Carolina. They regained their money, they recovered back from the Civil War. They tried to take the land back, and it's like, oh, y'all are Flemings, y'all are not Dewberries and stuff like that. I've been on ancestry.com just trying to, reach out to the people. I was told, oh, ain't no way you related. No, you not. I said, well, it's, DNA proven, ma'am, that we are. But the whole thing about that is, when it was beneficial for him to give out his land, whether he really cared for his son or not, that's just something that's power that they don't want that side of the family to have. That's because, how dare you was supposed to work in the fields and different things like this, and then, this black man, they said, he it's a picture of him and he's just dressed down. This is 1890 something, and he's dressed down in a suit, everything. You didn't see black men dressed like that.
Especially
His
not in the
hair
South.
was Yeah,
Yeah.
his hair was slicked and everything, like he was sharp. And his my grandmother's father was actually ran out of the same town because, they carried that prominence. Like, they all had that attitude, like, I'm not, we somebody. And my great grandfather, they say he carried a gun, and he flashed it at the wrong white man, and they scared. They said they was going to kill him. They bombed his house, set a fire to it. My grandmother told me stories. She was scared, and they came to Philadelphia. That's how my family ended up in Philly. But I say that to say it's just, you know when you oppress for so long, and you get that little bit of power back, for it just to be snatched away consistently, and that's something that's going to keep happening, keep happening until it's stopped.
And
They
that's
give us an inch and,
Mhm.
push us back 10 more.
Right, that's true. That is
And that's why we have to build a system to where they can't take it from us. We have to build
Exactly.
things and put things in place. And I think that's the biggest piece. It's just like to me, it's like when you have your own people trying to suppress you or trying to get you to configure to what they want to do. That's to me is that like I'm up here when that happened to me and it really caught me by surprise. I was shocked because these individuals they're like pro this and pro that, but then you're trying to suppress the same people on your team. That speaks volumes, and that's where we have to be careful because we got some individuals, and like I saw the post. I know y'all seen the post too because I keep seeing it where it lists all the black Trump supporters um, that work in Congress and work in the federal government that supported Trump. What has he done?
Friday.
It's like most of them they
Yeah,
still support him to this day. They're still in their positions
right.
in the Congress, but they're still. I sat back and watched the one from South Carolina, and I just sit here like this dude got to be the most dumbest person in the world.
Yeah.
It's like it's like because you have those that are what they say the DEI hires. You got
Hmm.
those that are they're just dumb. I call them dumb idiots, uneducated idiots that are put in these positions to suppress those that we know better. It's like you trying to get us, and just like what? Because what Miss Owens, when she came out, I couldn't believe what she said that she should have never supported Trump from the beginning.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
these
she
Trump
did.
supporters,
She
Yeah.
yes,
admitted that.
oh
Yeah.
yes, it made news. It was like breaking news type scenario.
Reality is hitting all of them.
It is because every person think about it.
Ain't even gonna give them the benefit. But what's happening is it's in real time. They're getting their karma. And who do they run back to? The same people you try to press your own people. If we can get over that roadblock, then we can go ahead and start our own system. But you got those people, because just like Trump supporters, they don't know how. Why can't I quit you? That's what it is. They don't know how. So they just keep moving forward. Even though he's done that, because before he got elected, pro-Trump, MAGA is black for Trump, blah, 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 blah. And now this has been happening. Them jokers took off them hats and put them behind the console. Yay.
Well, see, that's the thing is, though, they haven't learned their lesson.
No, they haven't.
They haven't learned the lesson. Every time you go up against what is right, you will fall. You will fail. Everything, if you look at history is repeating itself over and over and over again. Every time you're trying to suppress one race, it backfires.
Hard. And this time it was quick, fast, and hurry.
So it's like, so that's why right now they're talking about, I can't remember exactly what was said, but they're saying that we're going to have more mixed race by a certain, to where it's not going to be predominantly white anymore. That's what they're scared. They're terrified.
Of course.
Because they honestly think you can't be the superior if you're the stupid one. And right now, the stuff that we see, we laugh. Just like y'all saw, Harris, y'all saw what she said, right? She came straight out. I sent the clip to y'all. I'm gonna post it on Facebook.
Okay.
But she was on stage, and wait, hold up. Let's see if I can find her. She was on stage and she said, it caught me by surprise. It caught everybody by surprise, because she just came out and just said it. Carmen said these MFs are crazy.
Oh, Carla, yeah, Tisha sent that to me.
No, I sent it on the.
That's why I'm talking about, yo. I was like, what in the? I didn't finish it though.
Because she is like, it's got to the point now where it's just like that one picture. Y'all seen the picture where you have a bunch of black women just sitting on top of the building, and they see the city's on fire. That's where we're at right now. We're at the point, let them burn the country down. Look, so what? It's like, let them destroy the country, because in reality, we got what we need. We can go back and build our own system. We don't need that.
It's still not good enough because they mad at us because we're not even a part of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they just leave us alone.
They can't take the pressure of their own wrongdoing, so they come up with a name with it. The Great Depression.
Right. Well, see, that's what's so funny to me. To me, it's funny because they're upset because we're out here, boots on the ground, keep on stepping. We out here jamming, having a good time. We're living our best lives, and they can't stand it. Oh Lord, they can't stand it. So when that gentleman, something happened to the gentleman, got shot and killed, they wanted a civil war, but then they found out it was one of them.
Well, they knew it was one of them. He even did it.
Look at the state.
They already knew it was them.
Right.
Just alone for the governor of Utah to stand there with that and say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you? Like, for him to even he didn't care about Kurt. He said, I prayed for 33 hours praying that it was not one of us. That's what he said.
And my thing is, and see, look, and the truth hurts.
I didn't know who he was.
The truth hurts. That's what I'm saying. The truth hurts. And that's, to me, I was happy to hear him say it, because it just shows the truth. My thing is, I keep saying this. You can't hide from the truth. The truth will always come. It'll always come back. And it's like, you can't, no matter how hard you want to hide from it, no matter what you try to put out there to justify it, the stupid stuff, how far stupid you're going to go just to make a point, it's going to always come back and bite you in the butt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You will never see a hit coming from, I'm going to say, a colored that's going to be done public.
Right. Because my thing is,
then
my thing is, then you look at, like, okay, when we go back to freedom, how many of us are going to kill somebody over freedom of speech?
None.
The whole
This
thing.
dude,
whole
this thing is this gentleman went out and was debating college students. He a grown adult debating college students.
That's why he didn't go talk to no grown adults for real.
Right.
He didn't.
And so it's like so it's just like it's like a it's just like it's like me going playing with kindergartners. I mean, it's like, okay, really? I'm gonna win every time because they ain't gonna know no better.
Just like he find out, you go mess with them kindergarten, you gonna get a truth you weren't expecting.
Right. Oh, you think that's funny? Here's my Lego. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's just like, and that's why it's like, that's why I said that for all the stuff that happened, and then like with what you would call it, what's his name, the gentleman that's running for mayor, is like you come out and say the most stupidest thing, and you honestly think you're gonna get away with it. You honestly think people are going to support you? He came out and said that this guy was equivalent to Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And when I saw that,
JFK.
huh?
And JFK.
Yeah.
And JFK.
They
And when
sat
I
down
saw
together.
that, I said, I can't be associated to someone that stupid.
No.
I can't do business with that person. I can't. I mean, that right there is a high level of stupidity.
That's crazy.
You trying to be our leader in our community? No, dude. I'm sorry. I got to cut that off.
Been that what did the dude Kirk do that was more than debating? Isn't that all that he ever did?
That's all he did.
That's it.
Yes.
And divide.
Yes.
That's it.
That's what
Debate and divide. Debate and divide.
he spewed.
That's all he did.
And he divided. That's why he went to college campus, because he tried to get the younger white people to, he tried to divide the country.
He tried to plant seeds of division.
He only posted where he looked good at. But see,
Right.
you can look at the videos where he got on. He got on more times than a little bit. He decided to debate a college professor. It didn't
go too well.
It didn't end well.
It didn't go too well.
I'm talking about total nuclear bomb. Just.
But that's what it is that people have to understand is that, look, it's like you can't oppress us. You can't force us to believe what you believe in. And that's one of the things that upsets me the most, is that the moment you try to take my freedom of speech away from me to where I can't say it after all the crazy stuff I've done for this country,
right?
It's like you have now become the worstest thing on this planet when you try to silence me over your crazy beliefs.
Right.
My thing is that I'm not going to force someone to believe what I believe in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, if I disagree with you, I'm going to disagree with you. And if you constantly keep pushing it, I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to vote you off the island. I'm going to kick you off and let you go play with the sharks. You're not going to silence me. And I think that's the problem, is that people get in these positions in their mind thinking that I'm right and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell died and made you king or queen? And that's the problem that we have with our society, is you have people like, well, you know what? Is that when you go out in public, if you're a politician, you got to wear a suit and tie. Who says that?
Right.
I mean, it's like these are standards that have been planted in people's minds.
People being quotes.
That in order for you to be successful, you have to wear a suit and tie.
Right.
You have to dress a certain way. Your hair has to be done a certain way. Everything has to be to their standard. I tell people all the time, do what you want to do. Like I said, my thing is this: if you're subject to where you have to follow somebody's rules because you have to earn that dollar, then you got to do what you got to do. But when you build your own and you're on your own platform, ain't no one, like I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no one gonna silence me. Ain't no one gonna tell me what to do. You're not gonna tell me what I can't do right or wrong. Like if Facebook want to put me in Facebook jail, let them do it. But I'm gonna come right back and do the exact same thing. So it's kind of like one of those things that where freedom is freedom. And we have to understand that we should not limit what our freedom looks like and what it should be. We should not allow someone to come in and tell us that we can't do something that we know we can do. We got to get out of this habit of like, and one of the things I hate the most is that we are bad for ourselves. Like I look at the black race, we will put out stupid standards that have no meaning whatsoever just so we can flex our power on the other black person. We got to stop doing that. If you want to promote, do it to where you're going to promote. Don't do it because you want to make a point that you have power or authority. And I've seen it throughout my whole military career. You give them a little power and they go crazy with it. And we have to go back and like, why are you doing this? Who are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? That you're trying to get. And again, I go back to what back in the day, what Malcolm X used to say. We have those house Negroes and we have the field Negroes. And we're going back to that matter of doing that because we got too many house Negroes out here.
And I'm gonna say this real quick, because I have to leave at 8:00.
It's 7:57. Oh, okay.
Open your eyes open, and don't let nobody control the narrative of your life but you. And like Mario said, no, nobody's gonna silence us because now they know that we as a race, that's what they're trying to do now because it's like we're to a point to where we're minding our business again. And they don't like that. Every time we mind our business, they try to come over in and take our little marbles. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the problems too. So, just keep your ears open, your eyes open, control the narrative of your own life. Do not, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Right.
So that's what I had to say. But I got to be out of here by 8:00.
Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up because I did not know it was that late. We have to go look at the scoreboard to see who won and who lost today in this election.
Oh.
I kept asking. I said, "Have anyone scored a touchdown yet?" I had people laughing earlier. I said, "Who scored?" I said, "What's the score look like?" But I know the polls just closed, so we're gonna find out. But ladies and gentlemen,
I hope your brother won.
my twin brother, yeah.
Yes.
But so we're gonna close it out with it's like freedom. When we think of freedom, again, I know we open it up with that, but when you think of freedom in 2025, what's the first thing come to mind? We'll start with you, Marcella, and then Eric, and then Miss Wade, and then
but it looks like in 2025. I mean 2025.
2025. I said 25. Like, hey, we 25 years? Okay, go ahead.
Listen, and when I say this, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know. I mean, in my mind, I know, but I really don't know because it's just like from day to day, you just don't know. Like, but what my freedom look like to me is the fact that, like I said, for me to, first of all, I already know who I am as a person, but I keep my ears and my eyes open. I control the narrative of my own life, and I'm going to stand for something because I'm not going to fall for anything anymore. So that's what freedom looks like to me.
To me, freedom is being able to go out and do what you want to do within reason, of course, and not listen to the haters. Go outside with your hater blockers on and just go on and be the best you, like she said, because stand for something or you will fall for anything. And never let anybody silence you. If you are standing for what's right, you're going to get more haters than when you agree with somebody.
Right. Miss Wade?
Freedom to me is being me, morally, ethically, and legally. Being me. I'm an American.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna take a line from Denzel. They ain't got nothing on me. I'm bigger than King Kong. You can't touch me. If you come my way, I'm gonna shut you down. That's what my freedom. I'm gonna do and come as I please. You can't tell me nothing. I don't care what you feel. I don't care what you're about. If it goes against what I'm about, hey, it's a done deal. That's my freedom.
All right. Everybody, I gotta go.
Okay. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. I know, Ms. Wade, this is your first time on here. So what we normally do is, like I said, we have our little outro, but we always stay on the studio. So we always go backstage and then, then we'll go back and review some things after the show. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all enjoy y'all evening. Hey, let's go see who made the touchdowns for this, to see what the scoreboard looks like for our election, to see who's moving on to the prime. Well, I say not the prime, but to the general. And I'm about to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So let's go check it out. All right, y'all have a great evening.